Hi, welcome back to Yoga Snacks with me, Kelly Villarreal. This is a short practice aimed at opening the sides of the body and bringing length into these side spaces. Why does that matter anyways? Well, many of us spend a lot of our time sitting, and if you're a person who tends to be working at a computer or holding a baby or anything like that, what often tends to happen when we sit a lot, and particularly when we sit a lot with suboptimal, is what I'll say, suboptimal posture, what can happen is the sides of the body can become compressed as we slump over, and these little intercostal spaces between the ribs can get constricted. So bringing length into the sides of the body allows everything to open back up. So for this practice, I'll recommend, as usual, that you have a blanket and a block nearby. And that you're going to start seated on something. So place your seat either on your blanket or on your block, and then find any comfortable cross-legged way to sit for a moment. Begin just by grounding together for a few rounds of breath. You could let your eyes close if that's comfortable to do inside your space. Settle your hands anywhere that they're comfortable. And just start to pay attention to the sensations of the body, to the movement of the breath, and to how everything feels here today, right now, in this moment. Just watch the breath move for several rounds. And then if your eyes have been closed, you could blink them back open. Have your block or some sort of prop, that could be a book or even a water bottle, nearby, and set it outside your left hip. On an inhale, reach both of your arms up overhead. Let your left hand float down to your prop and start to reach up and overhead with the right arm. You'll notice I just bent my bottom elbow, and you might choose to explore that too. You can bend and straighten your bottom elbow in relationship to your prop and see what feels like the best space opening up in the right side of your body. You could continue to reach with the right arm, or another option is to bend the right elbow and bring your hand behind your head. So not pulling on your head, just supporting here. And if you've taken this option, you might choose to steer your right elbow up toward the ceiling and open the right side of your chest up and look in that direction. Good. Wherever you're at, take just a couple more rounds of breath here. And then rather than coming back up through center, if you bent your right elbow, you re-extend your arm. We're going to round forward through center into a fold. Pause at the bottom of your forward fold. This might involve grabbing your block so that your hands have a support. You let your chin roll toward your throat, toward your chest, and then reach your prop away from you. And now start to roll your spine back upright. Let your prop come to set outside of your right hip. Reach up and overhead with the left arm. Again, space to explore bending and straightening the bottom elbow. If you're using a block in particular, you can also experiment with the height that you're setting the block on. If you find a space that's interesting that you want to settle into, you could do that. And then that optional bend again of the left elbow. You could maybe lean your head slightly back into your hand. Let the left elbow turn toward the ceiling. And whichever orientation you're in, look with your eyes up underneath your left arm. Good. Once again, we'll sweep through center. Let your hands plant on the floor or higher up on a prop. You're going to explore where feels the best for you, how far away that reach is. It'll be different for all of us. And then start to roll your way slowly back upright. Set your block off to the side, your blanket, but keep them nearby. And we'll transition from here over to tabletop. So we'll meet you hands under shoulders, knees under your hips. You can again start to just explore, as we normally do, a little bit of side-to-side movement or some space to just move intuitively for several rounds of breath. And eventually let your intuitive moving and shifting settle back toward a place that's still. You're going to work here to keep your hips stacked directly over the knees. Travel your hands toward the top outer corners of your mat. And then stay up on the tips of your fingers, or tenting the fingers on the floor here. Bend your elbows deeply to the right and left and let your chest spill toward the floor, your belly spill toward the floor. And then push into your hands, straighten your arms, and let the spine round. So it's a little bit of a hybrid heart bonding pose and cat-cow. So you exhale, round the spine, straighten your arms. As you inhale, bend your elbows and let your belly spill toward the floor. And keep going with this for about 3 more cycles of breath. And start to find your way back to neutral. On an inhale, open your right arm toward the ceiling. As you exhale, thread right arm under the left. You could let your right ear come down onto the floor or onto a soft prop like a blanket. You could reach the left hand forward. If you're feeling really stable here, you can also wrap the left arm around your back in a half bind. Not here for too long. Good, unwind back to center. Reach the right arm up. Set the right hand under the right shoulder. Open your left arm toward the ceiling. And then thread left arm under the right and come onto your left shoulder. Option to keep the right hand where it is, or to crawl the right hand forward, or to find again that optional half bind. Completely up to you where you land. It's going to feel into what's appropriate in your body right now. Draw the right hand back in if you reached it forward. Unwind the left arm. Set the left hand under the left shoulder. And from here, we'll find our way down onto the belly in Sphinx pose. Elbows under your shoulders. Lift your chest, pull your shoulder blades in, and think both upper arms back, and just let the glutes soften so the belly can really spill toward the floor here for a moment. You could choose to let your chin round toward your throat, toward your chest. You may alternatively choose to look up and back, or just to explore some big, slow circles with the head and with the neck. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, start to lower your head toward the floor. Let your forehead come onto the mat, and then reach both arms out above you. So you're taking like a full body stretch on the belly. Let your hands travel back and under your shoulders. And we'll together find a little cobra pose. On an inhale, push your chest away from the floor. As you exhale, lower back toward your mat. We'll do that a couple of times. Inhale, push away, elbows in, upper arms back. As you exhale, lower toward the floor. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, lower. And come up again. And push into your hands, find your way all the way back to child's pose. In child's pose, you travel your hands off the long right edge of your mat. And then travel your hands through center and let them move off the long left edge of your mat. You might even stack your right hand on top of the left there. Let your hands move back through center. Let your chin round toward your throat and start to roll your spine slowly upright. As you inhale, reach both arms up. Connect your hands overhead and take a lean over to your right. As you inhale, come through center and lean over to the left. One more time, up and over to the right. Come through center, lean to your left. Doesn't have to be far. Come through center. Let your hands come down to your lap. Take your left hand to your outer right thigh. Let your right hand set down behind you or outside the right hip. Inhale, grow tall. And as you exhale, twist to your right. Look over your right shoulder. Unwind to center. Go the other way, right hand to outer left thigh. Set the left hand behind you and twist your degree to the left. As you're doing this, untuck your tailbone. So bring some curve into your low spine, like a little bit of a back bend, almost like cow pose. You're spilling the belly forward and open. Unwind back to center. Let both hands plant on your knees. We'll find just a couple seated cat-cows. As you inhale, lift your chest, look up. As you exhale, still holding the knees, allow the spine to round. Inhale, look up. Roll the belly forward. Exhale, round your spine, chin toward your chest. One more time through each. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round your spine. And then travel back to neutral. Hands to heart. Settle with eyes open or allow the eyes to close. You're welcome to remain where you are any amount of time longer that you have. If you're ready to wrap, you could open your eyes. I thank you as always for your time, your energy, and your attention today. Thanks for your practice. You can find more of this yoga snack content by subscribing to my YouTube channel. You can also find me on the Connect to Calm podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you listen, and on Instagram at Kelly V Yoga. I look forward to connecting with you again. Have a wonderful day.